Hey, y'all. Welcome to the channel. My name is Mamie, and y'all come on in here. Can we talk about it? Welcome. All right, y'all. I have a very serious subject I want to speak with you about, and I want your opinion. And what would you do? Okay? I had recently in the news, in a situation back in my hometown, um, there was a racial what do you want to call it? It was some racial discrimination was done or some abuse. Anyway, let's talk about it, y'all. Back in my hometown, Fort Wayne, Indiana, it was a guy at a bar. Unfortunately, he was at a bar. I'm very familiar with the area. It's not far out, right there near everything. It was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, like I said. And the guy was at a bar. Unfortunately, this particular bar was a biker's bar. It's a black guy. There was a lot of Caucasians in the bar, a lot of bikers club, bikers, and I don't mean to be so judgmental or to accuse uh, certain things, but it is what it is. The videos show it. Anyway, it was a lot of bikers in there, and you can hear on the video where they just was calling him out of his name, racial slurs, and physically attacked him. Yep, in 2025, this is still going on. Y'all, my heart aches right now because, I know the city that I'm from. I know I have been there all my life. So I know it's racial. They have racial issues there all the time. There's black and white. It's a city, but it is up north, and you're going to see this type of things, in Indiana. But this particular situation where the black guy, it's not like it wasn't like far out or anything, like in the suburbs or anything like that. Right in the city, there's a bar, and the bar name is Pikes, and it's on the south side. And unfortunately, this young man, African American, black man, was at the bar. And I don't know all the details, but I do know that what the video showed and what everybody's talking about is how this man was attacked. And he said that the guy actually frequented that bar. But in this particular situation, this black man was in there, and he was up there, and next thing you know, all these guys start telling him, pushing him up, was pushing on him and yelling at him, and then they start, after they was pushing on him and saying stuff to him, then they start saying, pay your bill, pay your tab, like he had a running tab or something. And the guy was being pushed around. They started pushing around, and then all these guys just start jumping on him and pushing him, and they're just throwing racial slurs. Beat that nigger, stop, just, it was horrible. It was horrible. And they all jumping on him, beating him. Now, there was another woman of color that was there as well, and she was trying to, pull him off. Thank God they did not attack her. At least nothing was showed in the video, and I hadn't heard anything about her being attacked. But she was trying to pull them off of him. So I'm just wondering, what would you do? Had you been in that bar, what would you have done? Would you have tried to call the police? Would you try to jump in or stand back and watch and talk about it later? What would you do? Even had you been black, African American, or white? Because it doesn't matter. Whatever, right is right, wrong is wrong. What would you do? Would you stand up for righteousness? Would you have said something? or allowed this to go on like so many others that actually joined in on beating them and throwing chairs and everything at him. While the man on the ground, they picking up chairs, throwing them at him, trying to stomp him. And one holding them and beating them in the head, and the other ones. I mean, the man is okay. He's okay. We thank God for that. He is okay. But this is what we're dealing with still today in 2025. I don't know about you, but it breaks my heart. And so my question to you is, what would you do? Would you step in and helped to save them? Because I think our world has changed so much now that a lot of people don't even step in. They have to say it's not their business. It is your business. It's all of our business. Because if they did it to him, they'll do it to you. And if you would want somebody to step in and help you, you need to step in and help him. We need to stand up for our rights. This is my opinion, okay? We need to help one another. We got to do something. We have to do more. It is crazy that this is going on. Now we got, the guy is got a lawyer and they're going to file charges and the civil rights and everything else is going on now with this situation because it did hit the news and they've been protesting and they're calling for, I guess, they're calling for them to shut down. They're asking that they shut down that bar because they did not support or do anything to help the situation or stop it. And so that's what they're asking for. They're just the bar has been closed since this situation happened because they've been protesting. They've had protests at that bar, at that site, each day. It's been going on. And they know if they open back up, trouble's going to come. So right now they are closed. I don't know if they're planning on opening back up or what they're going to do. I feel bad if the owner had nothing to do with it and did not want this at her bar and she's suffering a loss. I do feel bad for her if she did not participate because it's my understanding it is a female owner of the bar. And the guys that attacked him and everything were, it wasn't her. So I feel for her, but it's a sad situation. What do you think? Do you have any opinion on what you think that bar owner should do? How she should react? How should she have reacted? And I'm not saying that she did or she didn't because I wasn't there. All I know is what's been in the news and what's been being said now. But the guy was, he's okay. He's still living, but no, it's not acceptable. That's not, I know we still have prejudice. We still have racial issues going on in our world. But no, this is not acceptable where you just decide, somebody else in a bar, you just decide it's time for him to pay his bill and start pushing on him and yelling at him and cursing him. And then how it was a lot of other ones just start cursing and calling him racial slurs and nigger this and nigger that and start beating him. I mean, they were jumping him. Y'all, it's a sad situation. And I'm just asking you, what would you do? I just think it's time that we begin to speak up and stand up for one another. Like I said, this happened in my hometown, and it's a heartbreaking situation. And I hope something is done about it because it shouldn't be acceptable in this world today. We know we come from where lynching was allowed and we know what it was. We're not trying to go back. At least I don't want to go back that way. And I hope you don't either. I hope no one does. But that behavior, when you got that type of behavior and you approve and you just stand back, we have to speak up. We have to speak out against these type of situations. Yeah, it's time. It's not acceptable. So I'm just asking you today for your opinion. What would you do? Do you stand for right, or do you walk and turn and walk out? Would you have just walked out and said it wasn't your business? Or would you have stood up? You might have to take a whooping too. Sometimes if it's a whole bunch of them against you and him, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, but you can't just walk out because they could have killed the man. Thank God for that woman that was there trying to stand up. It was one woman they showed. I think there was only 2 people of color in the bar that I seen in the videos anyway. That she did try to stop them. But shame on you. If you're watching this video and you were there or you participated or you support that type of behavior, shame on you. Shame on you. But we got to do more for our people. They're all my people. We're all human. Let's stand for righteousness. And let's come together and fight against this type of behavior, this type that the world seems to be wanting to slide back into, this mistreatment. We're not going back to slavery. We're not. We are here to stay, and we're not going back. But that behavior, many of people could have died. People could have lost their lives. And they still can behind it. But we're standing for righteousness. I'm glad that in my city that they are protesting, but it's a peaceful protest. Nobody's being physical and trying to hurt anybody, but it is protesting. They're out in front of that place outside every day, trying to do it peaceful. But Lord, somebody got to wake up. We have to wake up. Us people got to do more, speak up, and stop that injustice. Y'all, I just wanted to share. I asked you to share your opinion, share your comments. What would you do? And even if you wasn't there or wouldn't do, I want to lay it on your mind to think about righteousness. Should something happen in your presence? Because it could happen to any of us or in front of any of us. And it's time to stand up for righteousness. Okay? All right, y'all. I won't continue on. Let's just spread some love. Let's work together and get it together. All right, y'all. That was heavy on my heart, and I wanted to share. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you have not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button, like and share. Y'all come on back and see me again. At this time, I'm going to let you go, and I hope you have an awesome day. But please, please, please share your love with someone else because we all need it. Have a blessed day.